Good morning, UHS. It's Mr. Maley coming at you live here Wednesday, April 1st. I'm really glad to get these chances to check in with you every week. It's a poor substitute for the real thing, but it'll have to do for now. Today I want to talk a little bit about the impacts quarantine can have on us, but more importantly, what we can do to cope with those impacts. This is an unpredictable situation, and the brain loves predictability because predictability equals safety. Those feelings of anxiety and tension that we're all experiencing right now, those are the result of our brains working overtime to keep us safe and alive. These are scary times, so being scared only makes sense. If you've been in my office, you've probably seen on my board or heard me say that we're not defined by what happens to us, but by how we choose to respond. That fear that we're feeling about this, that's a gut reaction. We don't choose that. That's a survival response. But we do choose how we respond to it. We can choose to curl up and quit. We can choose to engage in some really negative and self-destructive behaviors, or we can choose to do some things that are really positive and healthy for our physical, psychological, spiritual, and relational well-being. So with that in mind, let's talk about a few of those things. First, kind of like I was saying in my mindfulness video, is to accept without judgment our emotional responses to this situation. It's natural and normal to be stressed, anxious, worried, concerned, afraid. Being afraid doesn't make us weird or weak. It makes us human, and that's okay. We're allowed to be human. Accept those feelings and use them, channel them into healthy, positive things for yourself and those around you. So next, be aware of the effects that this stress has on our relationships. We're probably spending a ton of time with just the same group of a few people, and tensions are going to run high. We're going to have arguments. That's all right. Give yourself a break. Give each other a break. Practice patience and compassion with yourself and with each other. One of my favorite analogies is if you've ever been on an airplane, they tell you that if they're going down and the oxygen masks come down, that the adults, you put yours on first and then you put your child's mask on, because if you pass out, then you're no good to anybody. You have to take care of yourself first. My next suggestion is to establish a routine, and I talked a lot about that in that student daily schedule video. Get yourself up at about the same time in the morning, have some breakfast, do your schoolwork, and then enjoy your afternoon and your evening. Some things to enjoy: be active, move around at least a little bit throughout the day, but establish an exercise routine. Do some intense exercise. There are fitness apps, there are online workouts, and you don't just have to do it inside. Get yourself outdoors. We're lucky here to have some more space than other people in other parts of the country, where we can be outside and still be 6 feet away from each other. Combat the frustration and boredom that comes with kind of being at home every day. Do that by being purposeful in whatever you do. Don't just drift through the day. Even if you're doing nothing, do it intentionally. Tell yourself, I'm taking a break, I'm taking a nap, I'm going to do nothing for just a few minutes here. Finish a project that you've already got in motion, start a new project, spend some time on a hobby. Those are all good ways to keep yourself occupied. Communicate with each other. First, with the people that are right around you, in your house. Physical touch, giving each other a hug, has been demonstrated to reduce stress and anxiety. So show those feelings of affection toward each other. Next, use video, if possible, to stay in touch with other family and friends. That can help us feel like we're still in person. It's, again, a poor substitute for the real thing, but it's the best we've got for now. Kind of process this experience together, but also spend some time talking about other stuff. Don't let yourselves just ruminate on what's happening. Another big part of staying connected is eating meals together as much as you can. Have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner with those people in your house. And that really maintains that sense of connection and facilitates that communication. Next would be to stay informed but not overwhelmed. Find reliable, trustworthy sources of information like the CDC, the WHO, state and local health departments, and your doctor. Next, remember your purpose. You know why you're doing this. You're keeping yourself safe. You're keeping other people safe. You're working to flatten that curve so that our healthcare system isn't overwhelmed all at once. You're not stuck at home. You're safe at home. Next, connect with your spirituality or your religion. A big part of prayer and meditation is sending positive thoughts, health to yourself, to other people. So continue to do that. That spiritual and religious connection can be really positive and life-giving. And finally, seek professional help. There's a big long list of resources I have, state, local, national mental health resources, but also just start with us, your counselors, your teachers, your principals, all the school staff. We're all here for you, and we're getting through this together. In the document I have that goes along with this video, there are a lot of practical suggestions for other ways to cope with quarantine, so make sure you check that out. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you back at school.